Now, ADM lifecycle may consist of a number of iterations, and before starting a specific iteration, there are certain decisions which we have to make as architects, as enterprise architects. So one of the major decisions which we have to make is about the coverage of enterprise. How broadly we want to cover different aspects of an enterprise in this specific iteration. And once we make that decision, that will enable us to make another decision, which is how deep we want to go, how much detail we want to cover in that specific area which we've already selected. So these are the two important decisions. The third decision is about the assets which can be leveraged during the iteration. So we can basically look across the industry. We can see different frameworks which in the industry is using. We can make use of those frameworks. We can make use of the systems which are quite standard, or the models which are very, very standard in the industry, which is there to resolve certain kind of similar kind of problems. Apart from that, we can also reflect back to the previous iterations and look the artifacts which we have created in those previous iterations, and make use of those artifacts or deliverables. We can get that kind of information from the architecture repository. If you can remember, in one of the previous videos I've discussed that once the deliverable is created, it can be saved in an architecture repository so that we can refer to the deliverable in the future. So we can always go back to the architecture repository and see the deliverable, and if that fits our need for this specific iteration, we can definitely use this deliverable. So we have to make a realistic assessment about the resources in hand, and the competencies available, and the value this iteration is intended to give to the enterprise, the whole architecture work for this specific iteration, which it can give to the enterprise. And all these different frameworks and deliverables can be used. Deliverables from other frameworks can also be used. So ADM can work in conjunction with the deliverables which are provided with other frameworks. This was just a brief discussion about what kind of decisions are crucial for an architect to make before embarking on an ADM iteration.